Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Friday Night Blitz High School Football Power Rankings. As always, our rankings are based on team performance within their classification, and we'll start off with a couple of one-loss teams that are clearly very good teams, including number 10, Kerrville Tybee. The Antlers have won 3 straight since an opening season 1-point loss to Dripping Springs. Tybee knocked off rival and previously ranked Bernie champion from the Unbeatens with a 24-19 victory last Friday night at home. It's easy to see now that the Antlers will probably run the table for the remainder of the season, beginning this Friday night when they take on the winless Kennedy Rockets. At number 9 is Clemens, back in our poll after a 1-week absence. The Buffaloes came up with 2 late scores, including a critical 2-point conversion and a huge 15-7 district opening win over previously ranked Smithson Valley. Now the battle of 3009 as the Buffaloes take on Steele, a fierce rival that Clemens hasn't beaten since their first try more than a decade ago. The game is this Friday night at Lenoff Stadium. At number 8, we have Wagner. The Thunderbirds are doing exactly what is expected of them, and that is crushing district foes that stand in their way. The T-Birds defeated Lanier 35-0 last week in a game that was called at halftime due to lightning. More of the same is expected this Friday night at Alamo Stadium when Wagner faces off against the Edison Golden Bears. At number 7 is Roosevelt. The Rough Riders survived a first-half challenge from MacArthur and had a good second half in a 27-16 win over the Brahmas. This week, perhaps the toughest challenge of the season as Roosevelt battles defending district champion Madison Friday night at Comalander Stadium. At number 6 is Southside. The Cardinals were off last week, but resume play this week as Southside takes the big stage Saturday night as they face bitter rival Somerset in the Battle of 1604. And you can watch that game. It's the district opener for both teams live right here on KCWX-TV in our high school football showcase game. At number 5 is Steele. The Knights came up a little bit short in one of the greatest regular season games ever played in San Antonio when they fell to the Judson Rockets 51-48. Still needs to have a short memory about the loss because they have another huge rivalry game this week as they take on number 9 Clemens in the Battle of 3009 Friday night at Lenoff Stadium. Number 4 is Navarro. The Panthers move up in our poll after an impressive 55-22 road win last week against LaGrange. And this week, another strong opponent as the Giddings Buffaloes visit Geronimo to take on the Panthers in Navarro's final non-district game. At number 3 is Brennan. The Bears took care of business Saturday night in a 29-10 win over Taft. And now the biggest game of the season for Brennan as they square off against Brandeis in a battle of unbeatens this Friday night at Ferris Stadium. Number 2 is Brandeis. The Broncos crushed Clark 42-7 in a half of football last Thursday before the storms came. And this week, it will be a lot more challenging as the Broncos take on number 3 Brennan in our high school football game of the week this Friday night at Ferris Stadium. Brandeis has never beaten the Bears in this short but very heated rivalry. And number 1 again is Judson. Rockets quarterback Mike Chandler had a 5-yard touchdown run with less than a minute to play in a dramatic 51-48 win last week over the Steele Knights. Junior running back DeAnthony Lewis rushed for more than 200 yards in the game as the Rockets remain unbeaten. This Friday, it's homecoming at Rocket High as Judson hosts San Marcos. Be sure to watch and listen to games all season long on your new home for San Antonio area high school sports, TexasSportsProductions.com. And that is this week's High School Football Power Rankings. We will see you again next Wednesday and every Wednesday throughout the season right here on Sports Tonight.